gentlemen, I just want to talk a little bit about Avon Golf Course here. We're all well familiar with this place. We all love this place. Maybe Ryan, you can start us off talking about when you first started here, which was when the nines were reversed.
Totally different. Let's go back to 1968. Well, 1968, where we standing right here, these woods wasn't here, right here behind you. Here was a mat that we teed off where that golf cart is. This here was number one. And there was 3 hills that went like this, up and down. You had to hit over the hills. And back then, you didn't have the Norwood lateral. It was just being built. So we still had these hilly places to do, and they was in the process of trying to build 71. But what they did was they took the dirt and flattened this golf course. The golf course is in good shape, but it was a much tougher golf course back in the 60s and early 70s.
I've got a few clips from back then I'll throw in here, but I remember as well because we'd come over here as kids and sled ride. You know, I was living over in Norwood, and we'd come over here every time it snowed. And like you say, big mean hills. We had called this run down here Devil's Backbone.
Right. And the neat part about that, not only do people sled ride, this is where they ran cross country. The city, all the schools would come over here and run cross country, and they don't do that no more because it ain't really like it used to be. It used to be packed with kids running cross country here.
Yeah.
And a lot of fun. Then you had your YGA tournaments here, and then you had the old driving range. There wasn't no golf cart, and then it wasn't enough grass on this golf course for one cow to survive. Well, no water fairways. I mean, you hit your ball, you say bite, because it's going to continue to roll.
Yep.
And then back in 70, I met a guy named Johnny Red that we call Moses. And Moses, I met him in 1970. And he's been here ever since.
Yeah.
It turned
You mean 72, Ronnie?
Well, 72,
we should introduce ourselves. I'm Jim Pruse.
I'm Ron Dumas.
And I'm Johnny McFarland. They better call me
Moses.
Johnny Red or Moses, either one. I know my name.
Yeah.
I know my name. That's all that matters.
Moses. And there's the burning bush behind us.
Yeah.
There used to be a much tougher golf course.
Yeah.
No water on the system, so if it got dry, it got real dry. There was a little creek.
On the back nine.
On the
It was the front nine.
It was the front nine,
Front nine at that time, correct.
Now it's 13 and 14.
Correct.
Yeah.
And there used to be a little creek going right past there and make that thing just a monstrous.
You remember, Johnny? We used to call number 14 Pork Chop Valley because you're on the hill, you had to sit way down in the valley, and the green sit way up there. Now it's straight away.
And look here, what they had limbs over the fairway. You remember when all them? If you get that ball too high, bam! If you get in the rough on the left side, you might as well take a stroke because you ain't getting out of there.
That's right. Well, now the only thing on 14 is those walnut trees are growing up on the right side. You got to keep it down a little bit if you're close.
Yeah, got to keep it down a little bit down.
Well, they did things even back then. We didn't have a lot of leagues.
No.
Once they got the leagues, they wanted to do things to speed up play.
Oh, gotcha.
So they took a lot of trees out. They took a lot of traps out. They made things a little different because all of a sudden, we got more golfers playing.
Yeah.
And so we have to look at the time. And so they did a lot of things to change the course to speed up play.
I remember when they had those legs, and years ago, they used to say if open play, let a leg play go, open play go in between the legs.
Right.
Then they eliminated that because they saw why they could make more money with the
With the
legs.
leagues. Yeah, sure.
You had to wait then. After the legs was gone.
As we all know, oldest golf course west of the Appalachian Mountains.
The oldest public course west of Allegheny.
Allegheny.
Built back in 1914. And the strange part, when they came to Mr. Avon, they asked him because it was a farm, and he said no, so they went a half a mile south of him, and that farmer said yes in 1907, which happened to be Cincinnati Country Club. And so they came back to Mr. Avon, he said no again, so they went a mile and a half north of him, and that farm was called Nakatiwa, and that was built back in 1910. So
by the same architect.
But they saw the two farmers got theirs, he decided to get in. So in 1914, he said, well, heck, I might as well do what they do. So he changed it to a golf course.
So what about now these days, 2022, we got about 7 leagues running through here?
More than that.
There's 31 leagues every year.
Holy
31. Monday through Thursday. No leagues on Friday, but Monday through Thursday, we managed to get 30 leagues out. 31 leagues off right now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of play. It's a lot of play.
A lot of play.
And it's strange, since we had the pandemic, we got more play out here. It's like this is everybody come because it's open on Fridays. Seem like a Saturday.
Yeah.
There's a lot of new golfers. There's a lot of people playing golf that never played before.
Yeah.
Oh, and you can tell just by driving past the driving range
Yeah.
how much.
Yeah, and then
More
a
activity
lot
there
of
is.
times on Fridays it's like happy hour. We got 50 carts, and every one of them be on a golf course.
Yeah.
And sometimes they go out twice.
Wow.
And sometimes at 10:30 on a Saturday, we have to wait. We out of golf carts.
Yeah. When the ladies here, we out of
We got
golf
golf
course.
carts, but they're on the weekends, so we ain't got no outing.
Yeah.
People want to play on the weekends. They book in the morning at 7:30, and every 10 minutes, everybody takes a golf cart. Nobody wants to walk.
Man.
Mhm.
We need to exercise.
Yeah.
We need to
Yeah.
walk more instead of ride.
And the good thing about this golf course is centrally located. You know, it don't take long to get
That's
here.
right. 4 miles from downtown Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of Cincinnati. Yep.
And
And
that's yeah.
just say, tell me and this audience a little bit about Jimmy Woods. He was a wild man, wasn't he?
No. He was cool as a cucumber.
Speak up a little, John.
I said he's cool as a cucumber.
All right. Now,
And
why
he
you
could
say that?
play.
I know he could play. Hell.
Yeah, but see, when Jim was playing for some money, you see his jaw jumping, his teeth, gritting his teeth, and he wouldn't say too much either. Would he run?
No. I had a chance to caddy for Jimmy for 7 years. When I meet him here at Avon, and we would ride up to Sherman Woods, wouldn't be no radio on, but we would verbally talk.
Right.
And the guy was way ahead of his time. And the skin game was on Mondays and Thursdays, and Saturdays and Sundays. Monday and Thursdays was at Sharon, and then on Saturdays you go to Winton Woods, and then on Sundays you go back to Sharon, but then they moved it to Dick James' place, the Harmon Country Club. But
Wow.
you had something like 30 to 50 players, the best players in the city that he would play against. I mean, pros, amateurs, people who won the Cincinnati Met, all the pros that play on. You had more pros playing up there on Monday than it was playing in the Monday game. It kind of interfered with things because you can win a lot of money on Monday playing because your best players was there. The big thing about Jimmy, he could play both ways. You know, his father, when he grew up on a golf course, of course, he's left-handed. He didn't have left-hand clubs, so he learned how to play right-handed. And then after a period of time, when he got a left-hand club, he learned how to play left-handed. And
Wow.
so Johnny would know a lot of guys from out of town would come to play, especially Eli, would come from Florida. And he would play Eli on this golf course right-handed and give him strokes, then turn around and give him strokes and play him left-handed. And he would do the same thing as Sharon. And he was shooting under par left-handed and then turn around and shoot under par right-handed. And it was just amazing just watching him. Now, he wouldn't give you a golf lesson. He said the best golf lesson is watch me. And every time I caddy, before I watch, and then after I finished caddying, I would go practice. I would come here to Avon and practice what I learned that day, what I saw. And then what I saw him do, what I saw the other pros do, be it Dick James, be it Dick Plummer, Wayne Caruso. It was so many different pros I can name, but it was just amazing. Aubrey Eaton was a hell of an amateur. And he was an amateur, but Aubrey Eaton would party to death. I remember one week, Aubrey Eaton didn't make a bogey, didn't make a birdie. They played Monday, they played Thursday, they played Saturday, but nothing but pars for a whole week. I'd never seen that done yet. But Aubrey Eaton has won the Met. But
Wow.
and then most people in the city know the name when you mention Aubrey Eaton. Tony Bloom and Danny Dale, all those guys from Makatiwa will come up there sometime during the week just to see Jimmy, just to play with him. And golf has been in my life has opened all kind of doors for me, and that's because of Jimmy. That's because of Moses here. Like I said, I met him many moons ago, and we've been knowing each other a long time. But just getting into golf, the type of people you meet on a golf course, everybody's willing to help you.
Oh,
And they don't have to know you. They
it's
don't
a
have to
great
know your
community.
name. It's
Yeah.
like it's a natural diversity on the golf course.
Yeah.
Everybody know. Everybody gets to talking, and everybody gets along.
Now, this is a question for you about Johnny Red, because he claims he used to be able to putt.
Yeah. But John,
I've seen him putt.
Wait. Don't let him trick you. Now, I worked for Hamilton County for 32 years, and so I would get off at 4 o'clock. So the one time I got off, it was about 4:15, 4:45. I got here. They hollered at me to come play with them. I still had my street shoes on, so I joined him out here on number 10, and him and Charlie and Mike, they did me in. I remember Mike drove the first hole, made the eagle. He got the
Mike
scout.
Smith.
Yeah, Mike Smith. Johnny birdied the second hole. He started talking crap. Charlie birdied the third hole. Johnny birdied the next hole. They talk plenty of stuff. We playing for quarters now. Understand they get the quarters.
Yep.
And then Johnny wound up birdieing 15. Now, understand, I had no golf shoes on. 9 holes. I had 9 pars in a row. I couldn't keep the ball in the hole. I missed 2 greens, couldn't make a birdie. I owed everybody. Johnny, Charlie, they took all my money. Took all my money. Here's the crazy part, though. It took me 2 years to get my quarters. Okay, y'all want to play? Y'all. They wouldn't play me. Johnny kept my quarters. I kept begging him to play. I was trying to get my quarters back. I said, this is ridiculous. I should even par, and I owe everybody. I owe everybody. I said, I ain't never seen this before. They shooting the high 30s and 40s, and I owe everybody. So this is how I got my money back. So 2 years later, they on the tee. I got my golf shoes on, got my stuff. Him and Charlie had played the front nine. I said, can I play the back nine with y'all? Come on in, we can take more of your money. Oh boy. He talked stuff there. And he could putt, knocked in a birdie on the first hole of number 10. I made par. And then Charlie birdied number 11. Johnny was telling me all kind of names, talking stuff. And Charlie said, you need to be quiet. They missed the green on 12. I knocked the birdie in.
Yeah.
And then Charlie, they didn't say much. I got to 13. I birdied 13. And then Charlie got mad at him, said, you should have left him asleep. You woke his butt up. I won't say exactly the words Charlie said. And then I birdied 14. I birdied 15. I had birdied 4 holes in a row on him. And Charlie, his partner, was cussing him out. Said, see, you should have left him up. He was talking all kind of smack that they won the first 2 holes.
Yeah.
Then after that, I put them 4 birdies in a row on him. Oh, his partner was turning against him. I said, I got my quarters back. But it took me 2 years to get my quarters back from him. He wouldn't let it go.
Well, now, I actually had a hole-in-one over here on number 6 when I was 14 or so, before it was changed. Trying to get a cooler out of them, but they wouldn't give it to me because we was playing from the ladies' tees. Old Coke cooler.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola.
I understand you've had
right.
2 hole-in-ones, but what makes it remarkable was on a par 4, number 14.
Number 14. And thing about 14, I had them both doing the scramble. So one way you say it counts, and one way it doesn't, because I had some good partners. Clarence Clemens, Jim Curry, and it was Tom Davis the first time. We was playing the Tony Ace golf tournament. And Clarence Clemens is going to always be down the fairway. You don't have to worry about that. He's going to be 200 yards, and then we all can go for the green. You remember Tom Davis used to hook that ball. He hooked the ball around the corner, but we didn't know if it hit the tree or whatever. So me and Jim Curry got to knock it over top of the tree. So I let Jim go first. He hit it. We don't know if it went on the green, past the green. So I did the same thing. Well, some people come running out, and we thought we hit one of them. So we started pointing the finger. He did it. We started blaming each other because we couldn't hear what they were saying, that the ball had went in the hole. So we get down there, and the guy said, I was getting ready to putt, but this ball right here beat my ball to the hole. Well, we didn't know it was Jim or me. He said what it was my ball. So we found Jim Curry ball. He hit it over the green past the road. So that was my first hole-in-one there. Then another scramble was a different crew. It was still Clarence Clemens, Jim Curry, and Alex Adams. And we had played in another scramble out here. Same format, this, that, and other. I hit last, but this time I drew it around the tree and wasn't nobody on the green. So we get down there, Alex ball we can find, and Curry ball we can find. We couldn't find mine. I think it was Alex who went to the hole and said, well, I won't say the words, he said some cuss words, but we partners. I think blah, 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 blah. Here's the ball right here.
Wow.
So that's all luck to have a hole.
Sure. Yeah, how about you, Johnny? You had any hole-in-ones?
I had 4.
Johnny has 4 hole-in-ones.
Yeah,
you don't brag about it.
No.
No, I don't brag about that. I had 1 on 8, 1 on 12, 1 on 6, and 1 on 16.
You've had 4 hole-in-ones on this golf course.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
And they used to give you a cooler, and I still got that Coca-Cola cooler.
Yeah, I wish I had got. In fact, you owe me that now.
I give it to you. I clean it up and bring it to you.
So now we get the trophies. We get the trophies and stuff like that. Yeah. And I got a trophy down there in the clubhouse. I played with Skip, and that's the other guy. Several guys with us went out one evening. It was a Kentucky Derby weekend. I was given a golf lesson to finish the golf lesson. Walking through the clubhouse, it was this horse was all pink, and the man was pink. I told people, y'all should bet on that horse. So I went out and birdied number 10, and then on number 11, I was practicing fade. That's when I faded it and got a hole in one on number 11, which is
Did you?
And that's the trophy down there now. That is still there, 2009.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was on number 11. But that was the weekend of the Kentucky Derby.
And I'll tell you something else. I played with Jimmy one time. No, I played with him a lot of times, but first time I played with Jimmy, we went down to Miami, Whitewater. You know what he shot? Left-handed? Avon Park. He won everything. I'm telling you, man, that man was something. And he like Ron said, he couldn't teach it, but he tell me, keep your right arm straight and swing, Johnny.
And the neat part about playing with Jimmy is, as I got older, me and Jimmy, that tournament at Shawnee, it was the first tournament in the West, what's it called?
West Club?
The Midwest District.
Yeah, Midwest
District. It's down at Shawnee Lookout in Louisville. Well, me and Jimmy, I'm not caddy for him. I'm playing as his partner now.
Oh, wow.
And he's making some bets against guys from Louisville and some other places. And Jimmy shoot 200 the first day, and another guy shot 100, but I shot even par. So the next day, we all got to play together. And so the front 9, Jimmy shot even, and I'm riding with him on the cart. I shot 200, so I'm even with Jimmy. After the front 9, the guys we played with shot 1 or 2 over. And I remember number 10 like it was yesterday because it's a par 5. And to this day, I believe Jimmy let me win that tournament. Because there's a guy named Eddie Russell. Because what happened at par 5, I got on it 2 and made an eagle. And but when we get around to number 16, I'm behind a tree just like this one here. And I'm about 130 yards. I want to take a 7-iron and choke up on it. And Jimmy's about right over that way. Say, no, take your 9-iron. Eddie Russell heard that. Oh, you can't do that. That's cheap. You can't. This a term. You can't be. Jimmy said, get away from him. We betting right now. I can tell him anything I want to tell him. I took that 9-iron, hit it about 6 feet from the hole.
Flag.
Yeah, 6 feet from the flag. Made birdie. Jimmy birdied the hole. And the neat part about this tournament is that Jimmy did help me the whole time. Was telling me different things. I missed the green on 18, but it's about 35 people more behind 18 green. And Jimmy and everybody in the group hit the green. And I remember on number 3 at Sharon Woods, the type of line Jimmy would take a 6-iron and bump and run it. And I thought about that. So I reached for my 6-iron because normally I would do a Clyde Davis chip with a 7-iron. But I thought about it. I'm about 35 feet from the flag. I chipped that sucker right in the hole.
Right in the hole.
I chipped that thing right in the hole. So that's the only tournament I played with Jimmy that I beat Jimmy in that tournament. But to this day, I think
you let you go.
I think he saw what I was doing on the back 9 and caught up in the whole bit, and I think he let me win that tournament.
You know what?
He was pushing for me to win.
I'll tell you what something else Jimmy could do too. From short clubs, he'd tell you which way the ball gonna bounce when it hit the green.
Oh, yeah.
And you wouldn't run.
Oh, yeah.
It's going left. It's going right.
Right. He was way ahead of his time. He knew about golf. Golf. Yeah, but
What's the best thing about this golf course?
what I like about this golf course, it has 6 par 3s. A lot of people are always saying, Johnny, it's an easy golf course. It's short golf course. There's no par 5s. I go out here and shoot it. Today's golfer, I don't see people breaking 70.
No.
You got the par. It's three par 3s on the front, 3 on the back.
Yeah.
And you got to par these par 3s. And as a course, it's much tougher than what people think,
It
even
is.
though it's no
Yeah.
par 5.
Very challenging.
And it's a short course, and people talk about it. Johnny hear it, and I love it because it'll help you with your short game. But not just that, I love the greens. If you learn how to putt these greens, you can putt any green in the city.
Yeah, they're challenging enough. What about you, John? What's your favorite thing about this course?
Well, everything is enjoyable about this golf course because it's not a hard course, but you have to manipulate your way around the course. You got to think, man.
Yes.
Use your brain to think out here when you're playing this golf course.
Yep.
It's not easy to play. Like I tell those guys, I said, now, don't you go out there and think you're going to shoot even par on this golf course, bro, because it's short. It's going to be hard.
That is the truth.
All right. Anything else you want to say about it? I just
No.
want to get a few words, and I'm gonna put it on
No.
YouTube if you guys don't mind.
I don't
Okay.
mind. Like I want to say, since I've been here since the '60s, people like Moses, people like yourself and your family, and all the guys that play, has really changed my life.
Yeah.
Have opened doors for me that as a kid growing up, I'd have never thought. I mean, I couldn't even imagine what this golf course has done for me. And
Well, you've certainly given plenty
Yeah.
back. You
And
know,
it's
with
like-
reaching out for kids.
Yeah.
Rod's got kids over here every weekend
Yeah.
during the summer, teaching them golf and lessons of life.
Oh,
Johnny
yeah.
Red, he's
Oh yeah.
but 3 weeks ago, NAACP gives you the biggest honor. They give you the President's Award, and I was able to achieve that 3 weeks ago. I got the President's Award this year, and I got inducted into the Golfers Hall of Fame in 2018.
Mhm.
Getting the NAACP Presidential Award meant more to me than
anything,
winning golf tournaments. I got almost have
Oh,
200 getting inducted to the Hall of Fame. But just to get that from NAACP, that was more important to me than anything in my life.
Yeah.
Well
And that's
deserved.
all. That's all because of all the people and the kids in this neighborhood and everybody who helped me. So
yeah. No,
that was my biggest honor so far in life.
And I'm-
excellent. Johnny, anything else for you?
No, I just want to say, Ronnie, like I tell guys, Ronnie will give you the shirt off his back and his head if he should take it off.
Thanks, fellas.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
All right, man. All right, be good.